Coach WONDERGEDDON podcast live. Today is July 26th, monumental day, if you will. For this is the day that we went live. People, thanks for calling. Whoever's watching, thanks for watching. We are live on Twitch right now. Twitch.tv/higher_movement_showcase. Feel free to watch. Today's topic is going to be the Raptors Mount Rushmore. 4 faces of the Raptors. Players only, please, because I know a lot of you guys are about to say Drake. Drake's excluded from the list. And no matter how good his underground ball court looks in Instagram videos that I think I've only seen about a month or two ago, Drake is excluded from the list. We're going to talk about 4 Raptors all time. I'm going to tell you guys who my list is in advance, and if anybody thinks that they could tell me different, then you guys go right on ahead and try it. I have Kyle Lowry, I have DeRozan, I have Vince Carter, and number 4, who did I say number 4 was? Kawhi Leonard. Had to put him in there. It's going to be really hard for someone to tell me that Kawhi Leonard in 1 year service didn't become one of the Toronto Mandem for a year until we scared him away with creepy people asking him for trees and stupidness, from following him around begging him to play for the country, for the city, if you will. Not that I blame you guys, because I wanted him to stay too, but you know, he still makes Mount Rushmore for me. The year the alien came from southern Florida or southern California and said, hey, I'm gonna come to Toronto, be an amazing man for a year, stay under the yellow sun, and then go back to the LA, back to his people. Did that for a season. Does anyone have anybody different from me? Thank you, Dwayne. Mr. Lero. There was an argument for Pascal Siakam to make the top 4. I think he might do it at some point, maybe in a year or two. I mean, yeah, he has a championship, but he doesn't have one yet without Kawhi and without Lowry. And I think we don't have a good team without Lowry on our team. What about Marcus Camby? No, Dwayne, you're incorrect. Camby does not make top 4. Anybody else? I dismissed that whole idea. I like him as a player. I liked him as a player. So we're talking about the 4 players that exemplify Toronto Raptors. Like, when you think Toronto Raptors, who are those 4 people who are just like exemplified? Kyle Lowry, without question, is on that list. Kyle Lowry's been the leader of this team since he got here. He's won a championship. He's led the team. He's their guy. I don't think he could be excluded from the list at all. So if anyone disagrees with me, they can, but he's untouchable on the top 4. A lot of people can argue with me about DeMar DeRozan. I think obviously he was with us for so many years. He was our second best player, our co-captain for all those years with Kyle Lowry. He didn't win a championship. With us, so it could be argued that maybe a Pascal Siakam could sneak in there. I don't know if a Camby could sneak in there. I don't think Camby jumps over him in any way. I can understand that argument. If you're gonna take Kawhi Leonard out of that equation, then I can see how a player like Damon Stoudemire jumps in there. I don't know if he jumps in there over even a Tracy McGrady or even a Danielle Marshall. I don't know. I don't know, but Stoudemire, I mean, it was great. He was Mighty Mouse. He was one of our first ones. I liked him as a player. Top 4 is hard. There's been more than 200 Raptors all time, and that sounds like a low number, but that's a high number. Like Damon Stoudemire was one of the first ones. You know what? He could tentatively get rid of a Kawhi, move a Kawhi out the way. Argument could be had. I put Kawhi in there in a short. I mean, it was a 1 year, but it was a 1 year championship. It was a 1 year where he came through on what he came here to do. I think Kawhi, it was one season, but it was a long season. It was our longest season that we've ever had. And although it's a good chance that we could have made the finals even without him, we don't have any proof of that. What we had was a proven one of the best players ever. And as I said, he came through. This is what he did. He said he was going to come. The plan was to win a championship, and they won a championship with him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to disrespect any of the other guys. Like, I'm definitely not going to take no shots at Pascal Siakam. I think in a year or two, I personally am going to forget about Kawhi Leonard on Mount Rushmore and replace him with a Pascal Siakam. But until that happens, I mean, to be honest with you, I'll be honest with you. If the Toronto Raptors win a championship this year, I could comfortably take Kawhi off Mount Rushmore and put Pascal Siakam there. I could definitely do that. But not yet. And there's a good chance that the Raptors might win another championship this year, whether people want to believe that or not, or whether I seem like a homer because I got a flag drip behind me that says "We the North," and it is kind of true. I am, but if we win another championship, then I can comfortably take Kawhi off the Mount Rushmore and put Siakam's face there. Who was the other one? Who did he say? Him or who are DeRozan? Chris Bosh? I personally hate on Chris Bosh a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I hate on Chris Bosh, and I hate on who's the other guy? Tracy McGrady. I just do. I don't like the way they left. People think they don't like the way that Vince Carter left. I promise you, Tracy McGrady left just like that, if not worse. Man, I get it. You don't like heat. You don't like cold weather, but come on. I think people were rating Damon Stoudemire a little bit too high. I like him. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Damon Stoudemire. I liked him. I like what he represented. I like what he represents. But I don't think he was even... I don't know. How long was he with us for? Like 3 years? 3 years, played about 200 games for us. I mean, 20 points a game, 9 assists. Yeah, he did put in work. I mean, the argument can be said. I definitely have him top 10. I don't know if I have him top 4 or top 5, but I definitely have him top 10. I mean, Damon Stoudemire is a good look. I think what changes the decision between Mount Rushmore, I guess, is whether you want to put Kawhi in there. I personally don't see any reason why I can exclude Kawhi fairly. It's not really his fault that he won a championship in the 1 year that he was here. Can't blame him for that. Well, you can, but you can't, it's not a bad blame. I'm glad he came here and won for us for a year. And he was nice enough to be one of the best Raptors that put on a uniform in that year that he did play. And we acquired him fairly, so I can't see why we can exclude him. I mean, if LeBron came for a year and put up 30 points, LeBron's going to be the greatest Raptor to ever played. If he comes up here and plays for a triple-double and then leaves, we're not going to exclude LeBron from our all-time list. I mean, some people would, but I won't listen to them. Chris Bosh. Some people have him top 5. I just got somebody on my text message said Chris Bosh has to be in there. Stop the disrespect.
James Stoudemire, Vince Carter. Our point guard now, what's his name again? Kyle Lowry. In that 4th spot, I'd say Pascal Siakam.
You don't have DeMar DeRozan on your list?
No.
No? Any particular reason why not?
Well, okay. Damon Stoudemire did put us on the map. All these guys are going to mention, or I have mentioned, have done something significant to put Toronto on the map. As far as recognition, as far as internationalism, to attract people to Toronto. Damon Stoudemire was the first point guard to cross out Michael Jordan, and we beat them in our first game against them regular season, which was a feat because Toronto was nothing at the time. So Damon. Then we move on to, well, obviously Kyle Lowry, we got a championship with as our point guard. Going through the ups and downs with him. I'd say he's one of the most efficient players in the game right now. Pascal, he's homegrown. He started off in Raptors 905 and ended up being one of the premier players in the league. So that's quite a feat. And you think he's Mr. Vince Carter? I mean, like, Vince winning the Slam Dunk Championship, I felt that team, when it was first assembled, and he was in his first and second year, and we had Tracy. Like, there was so much potential. You didn't know where Toronto was going to go at that time.
Yeah.
With Butch Carter as the coach. So all of that makes Toronto that much more better of a basketball city. So
in the change going from the hockey town Toronto to basketball mania Toronto, we wouldn't have made it without those 4 people that you mentioned.
Well, you see, what happened was basically basketball united the country. It wasn't just Toronto's team, it was Canada's team.
Yeah.
They were being supported from coast to coast. Like, that's amazing. That is 100% amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think anyone's ever seen such a big parade in all of NBA history.
No, that was madness. And you know what? I don't disagree with your list. Well, I can't say I don't 100% agree with it, but I understand why your list is that way.
Yeah.
I can't dispute your list.
Bosh was good, but he didn't become great until he left Toronto.
Exactly. When he became the third guy for a super team. And
I felt like at first I was kind of sketchy about the move of DeRozan for Kawhi because, you know, he was consistent, but he's a good player, but he's not a great player. No offense to Mr. DeRozan in any way, but that's how I perceive him. He's consistent. He'll give you his 18 points, but he can't elevate his game when needed. Like, all of a sudden, Kawhi would be cold, 3 quarters, all of a sudden, 4th quarter, he's hot.
Yeah. That's why I can't take Kawhi off my list. I have to have Kawhi on my top 4 list, because at the end of the day...
I can see why you would say that, but what kind of broke my heart is that he left.
Yeah, I can understand that. But you know what, though? E.T. left, too. We got this alien that we never had before. We never had nothing like this guy before. He came. He gave us a championship. We all had fun. We had the biggest parade we've ever had in the world, it looked like. And then he went home. And then he flew home.
That was his goal, right? I mean,
like I can't...
he knows he can win a championship, but what you guys are feeling real is he was surrounded by good players.
Oh, really good players. That's why
it wasn't like he was surrounded by crap and he was carrying the team. He was surrounded by guys who could carry a quarter, could put on, contribute. It wasn't like he was carrying all the weight, but key moments in the game when we needed a bucket, he was there.
You know what's funny to me? I've argued this with a lot of people. I feel like this season that we won the championship with Kawhi, that we won the championship, would have been the same season we would have won with DeRozan. And I'll tell you why. Because we finally got rid of LeBron ending our playoffs. Like for the last 2-3 years, we were honestly dominating the league. We were scaring the league. But we never had that. We never had that LeBron stopper. And then we finally got a LeBron stopper, and LeBron left, and it looked almost easy going through the East. Don't get me wrong, I know it was hard, but
You're right,
like we could have did it with Durant.
Right. That analyzation is bang on. But at the same time, what was the record between us during regular season? Lakers versus the Raptors. Wasn't it a draw?
Our record?
Yeah, if not, Toronto was leading before he got injured.
Oh yeah, we were winning even without him.
So I mean, like,
yeah, we were winning without him, but at the end of the day, we won with him. And it's like he was honestly, to me, ET is the best way I can describe it. It's just like he came from somewhere. You want to keep him, but we knew we weren't going to keep him. We knew we had to phone home.
I think you have to give a lot of credit to Masai. He's a mastermind.
Yo, listen,
he heard well. He knew by bringing Kawhi from the west to the east that would make Toronto a dominator. We're guaranteed to go to the NBA Finals.
I used to hate him. I did an episode that I had to sit down and humbly apologize to this guy for all the trash talk I put on his name for the last so many seasons. Since Rafael Arujo, I've been trashing his name until maybe the year before we won the championships when I stopped. So I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Yo, who do you have for Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson?
Wow. I think I give it to Tyson.
You think Tyson's gonna try to knock his face off at 53 years old?
I feel like, as if it's now, like, he's not gonna be as quick, right? And that was Warriors' problem. When Warrior moved up he was a dominator in middleweight. He was a dominator in light heavyweight. When he went to heavyweight, he was getting pinned, bro. He couldn't take that type of punch. He was never naturally built to be 200 pounds, so it slowed him down.
Yeah.
And he wasn't used to getting toned. So, whereas Mike still has a fair bit of power left in him. So yeah, I'd give it to him in that aspect. If Mike does manage to hit him, that could be a game changer. And the likelihood of that happening is, I wouldn't say slim and next to none.
Did you see the video of Mike Tyson training?
Mike Tyson's a has-been, but whatever.
But have you seen him training? Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to get hit by Mike Tyson.
Getting in the ring with either of them.
I'm not getting hit by Mike Tyson. I don't know.
You're not getting hit by Roy Jones either.
I'm not going in the ring. I'm not going in the ring against two people that have trained to kill people since they were in their teens.
Next thing you know, he steps on your foot and gives you an uppercut and knocks you into next week.
Right?
Nah, bro.
Disconnects your neck.
Yo, Mike Tyson did a video where they put it to Jaws music. He's in amazing shape. It's scary that somebody his age is in such good shape, but he's in amazing shape. Personally, I think he's gonna get tired against Roy Jones, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Roy Jones is gonna beat him. I can still be swayed on whether who I'm going with. I still really don't know. I'm 100% on who I have as far as my Mount Rushmore, my Toronto Raptors Mount Rushmore, but I do not know what's gonna happen during that fight, and I do want to watch it. I feel like I'm gonna regret it if I watch it, but I feel like I have to watch it so when other people say that they watch it, I don't have to lie and pretend I didn't. Yo, Nelvin, call back anytime, eh?
All right, guys. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We'll link soon. All right, guys. See you guys in a couple minutes. Yep, we're gonna continue this conversation. We're still talking about Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Toronto Raptors, Mount Rushmore. No Kawhi? Fair enough. I'm not angry at any answer that I get. But I'm gonna need whoever's listening, everyone that's listening at 1.2, if you guys could tell me why you would exclude Kawhi Leonard from that list, then let me know. There's no wrong answers. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying that there's no wrong answers. I like this list. Chris Bosh, I don't respect enough. I know I should respect him more, but to be honest, as a Raptor, didn't really bring us anywhere. So I don't know if I can put him in there. I know some people are gonna say, well, DeRozan didn't bring us anywhere either, but he did. Him and Kyle Lowry brought us on top of the East, whether we want to admit it or not. Between us and the Cavs, when LeBron was there, we were probably 2 of maybe 3, 4 of the top teams in the East for like the last 5, 6 years. Boston obviously with us as well, and I mean Milwaukee came in strong too. I'm not disrespecting any of the other teams, but I mean let's be honest, it was LeBron and the Raptors for like the last 5 years. No DeRozan love, eh? I mean, DeRozan didn't play enough defense to receive all the love that he should get. I still love him because offensively he's an impossible to. DeRozan was nice. Everyone argues with me, but DeRozan's actually borderline unstoppable. He doesn't shoot threes. I don't care. He plays inside. He plays inside and he scores on everybody. You have to fall for his fake. And we would not be a top team if not for DeRozan. But listen to me. I said this earlier. I don't disagree with you. Listen to me. I'm going to say this again. This is what I said earlier, and I'm going to repeat it. This was the best year for the Raptors to win the championship. The LeBron just left, who's been a thorn in our side for, 3 seasons? 3 seasons LeBron took us out from what would have been finals. I still think second behind LeBron, the Raptors were the best team in the East for maybe the last 4 years, which is why everyone keeps talking about, why everyone in America keeps talking about how weak the East was. It was because Toronto was winning, and you know how they don't respect us up here. But when LeBron was gone, whether we had DeRozan or Kawhi, we were at least going to the finals. And with Durant down and Clay down, we were probably winning the championship that last year regardless. I agree. But Kawhi came here and he worked as advertised. You know, sometimes you see people from a distance and you're not sure if that guy was nice. This guy came to Toronto and proved he was nice. Yes, he did. Yes, he left. I understand that he left. But when he was here, it was just the cherry on top. It was a cherry on top. I agree with you. I will say I agree. DeRozan, we would have won a championship even with DeRozan. Yo, yeah, no, I'm not gassing DeRozan. DeRozan is unstoppable inside the key. He didn't have an outside shot. I agree. His defense was suspect. I agree. But guess what? 85% of the league has a suspect defense. Defensive players. There's lots of suspect ones, but yo, he'll get them points back. You just can't put him up against LeBron. LeBron sunned him. I mean, yeah, that happened. But Kyle Lowry took everything that he could out of DeRozan. Made that guy look like the king. And you know what? He's playing nice for the Spurs too, you guys. Don't sleep. He's still playing nice for the Spurs. Defense, suspect. Don't get me wrong, but he's still playing nice for the Spurs. Lowry did way more than his job. Look, yo, Kyle Lowry, if I had to choose a one man over everybody in that Mount Rushmore, Kyle Lowry's that guy, you know. That guy is Toronto basketball to me. I know at some point he's going to get traded. He's up in age, and Van Vliet's coming for him and all the other stuff. But just for the record, the greatest Raptor of all time is Kyle Lowry. Vince Carter, I love you. You're a close second just because you changed the the whole sport of basketball in Canada. But when everyone got nice with ball and we started knowing basketball as the sport instead of Toronto, instead of hockey and the Maple Leafs, as soon as we established that basketball was a Canadian ball thing up here, I think that's when Kyle Lowry kind of took the bull by the horns and showed these guys how we play. Spurs are in the playoffs. I mean, Spurs are supposed to be in a transition. They're going from losing. There's still this. See, this is the thing. Yeah, Popovich. Spurs are always gonna be there. They got Popovich. If I did a Mount Rushmore for the Spurs, I don't think I could put. It would be Popovich, Duncan, Robinson, and what's the old guy's name? I can't remember. But you know what? People are older, so I would even put Manu and what's his face on there? What's the French guy? Tony Parker up there. I feel like if Kyle Lowry said to me, I don't like this guy and I want him off this team, I feel like out of respect for Kyle Lowry, I'd kick that guy off my team. For real. Kyle Lowry, to me, like, he takes charges, man. He takes charges. He plays defense. He's a bulldog. He scores points. He's clutch. I don't know what more he'd have to do to not be the best Raptor. Every single game, the man controls the tempo. The man makes everyone look good on a pick and roll. He's mean. Kyle Lowry's mean. He's literally what I want my kid to play ball like. If my kid decides he wants to play ball, I want him to play like Kyle Lowry. It must be so frustrating guarding and playing and going against Kyle Lowry night after night. And when he has a shooting guard that plays defense beside him, it should be a nightmare. And usually, and look at this year. This year we have shooting guards that are willing to play defense beside him, and we're locking down the whole league. He probably does already. He probably does. I feel like Kyle Lowry has a hand in everything that the Raptors do, and that he should get a position in the Raptors organization as soon as he retires. Perfect world, folks. I want Kyle Lowry to just be sixth man and make Van Vliet start and just ride it out as the Raptors guy. And if we win one more championship, he's going to be replacing Vince Carter as the all-time face of the Toronto Raptors. Right now, when it comes to like when you're looking at moments in Raptor history, you usually see a Vince Carter jersey doing something in a dunk off or a 360 in game or something like that. But when it comes down to when we were winning championships, I think it's going to be Kyle Lowry's face. And I think we do have probably at least 2 or 3 really, really significant runs left with our guys to winning a championship. Maybe not Lowry. Maybe Lowry will be there in spirit. But I think with our core, with a young core, and potentially getting somebody even stronger to play with our core, I think we have a few more runs left in the Raptors' history of championships. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week. Tell your friends. We'll see you guys next week. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.